Hello guys, welcome to another new video, right? And we're still pushing for this SIMOS CCNP Security Certification, and it is for implementing Cisco Secure Mobility Solutions 300-209, and we are still in section one, and we're still even in part. It's been I think like a month, um, but we're still in part of the site-to-site VPNs on routers and firewalls, and we are implementing right now the DMVPN, and this one is now going to be for IKE version 2. I don't see any IKE versions over here, but I believe we need to know it for IKE version 1 and IKE version 2. That if we don't, that's fine, but since we're going to do it, that's fine as well. So we're going to be configuring, like I said right now, DMVPN. And I believe they call it phase version 4 because it is with IKE version 2. So, um, well, actually, hold on. This is not really going to be a DMVPN, right? This is going to be a FlexVPN because it is IKE version 2 is actually FlexVPN. So we are going to be configuring a hub and spoke. So this is DMVPN. It's probably going to be the IKE version 1, and FlexVPN is usually that this is the one that we're going to be doing. So, um, yeah, FlexVPN, that's correct. So we are over here, we are at the end. We are going to configure a hub and spoke on just IPv4. We're not going to do IPv6. And in another video, we're going to do also a spoke to spoke on FlexVPN. And we are going to do it using a AAA, which is kind of cool the way that works. You guys are going to see that later. But let's stop talking, let's and start configuring. Here is my topology. And like always, I like to start from the hub. I like to configure the hub first. Before we start, something to point out is that I have configured, this is a loopback address, and that's the loopback address that we are going to be using for the tunnel. You guys are going to see that later on. We have another loopback address right here, 8.8.8, and this one is going to mimic the network, kind of like a network. And this one is the NVMe IP address, which is the IP address of this interface, and they are all configured and they are all able to ping each other. So I just configure the static routes, and so they're able to ping each other. Okay, just that's just how I'm going to start. So the first thing that we need to do for this configuration is that we need to create a interface virtual template, and this one is actually it's not like a tunnel that we're going to be creating. It is going to be a DVTI, and a DVTI is the tunnel. It's going to be like uh, it's like a tunnel that provides like on-demand separate virtual access interface for each VPN session. So DVTI, what it does is every time somebody connects, let's say that router 1 is going to connect with the hub, with DVTI, it's going to provide a separate virtual interface for this connection. And if R2 connects to it, it's going to provide another separate virtual access interface for that session as well. And even if this one is running GRE, right? So if this one is running just static GRE, that's going to give you, it's going to match that template with that DVTI, and this one is running MGRE, it's going to match it, but it's just going to put it in a different logical interface per se. So we are going to be doing multiple virtual interface. So that's why we're going to be using DVTI for IKE version 2, because IKE version 2, if I can recall from the hub standpoint, you can only use DVTI for this configuration. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with that. It's going to be a new command, and it is interface um, virtual template. Oops, let's get out of this first. Virtual template. And this virtual template, we are going to have to Give it a number. Let's call this number 8, right? And then the type is going to be a tunnel. Enter. So in here, in this tunnel, what we're going to do is that we're going to be a tunnel. We're going to add the tunnel mode, and the tunnel mode for that is going to be GRE with IP, right? Okay, and then after that, what we need to do is we need to configure an IP on number, loopback, and we need to add that loopback address 88 that I configured before I started this video. Here we go, 88, and this loopback 88 has an IP address of 88.88.88.88. There you go. And what this means is that um, IP on number loopback 88, what's going to happen is that with that command, IP on number allows you to process IP packets without a unique IP address on an interface. So, and it works by borrowing an IP address from another interface. So this is what we're doing. We are borrowing the IP address of 8.8.8. If we do a do show IP interface brief, you can see that loopback 88 has this IP address, and also the template that we configured, the DVTI, also has an IP address of 88. And this one, the IP on number loopback 88, that was set up because back in the days before, when we didn't have the VLM or the uh, what is it, the VSLM or the I forgot, the VLSM. Yeah, the variable length subnet max. So before, what we used to have was we only have class full IP address. So we could only use either the 16 or the 24 subnet mask, and you had to use all those IP addresses or they were all going to waste. So if you were going to pick an IP address of like 192.168.1.0 or .1.1, then all the other IP addresses were going to go to waste, even though you were only going to use one. And therefore, back in the days, they came out with this IP number, loopback 88, so we didn't have to waste a ton of IP address. You can just borrow an IP address from another interface like we're doing right now. But now, it's not the same, it's not really the case, because now we have classless IP address, right? Um, so just letting you know, there it is. And we did that with IP number loopback address. Hopefully I explained that right. If I did not explain it to you guys, you can always leave a comment and I will try to explain it to you a little bit better. So let's keep going. I'm talking too much and not configuring a lot. So after that is done, we need to start configuring the IKE version 2 configuration. So for IKE version 2, we need to do a crypto. Um, this one is going to be a crypto IKEv2. So we need to configure the keyring and give it a name, IKEv2 keyring. And inside this keyring, what we need to do is we need to add those peers, IP address, and also their local and remote key. So for, like I said, for this peer, we need to go to peer R1. And from this peer R1, we need to provide that NVMe IP address, which is 192.1.1.10.1. There we go. And then after that, we need to do the pre-share key local, which is going to be my key, the local key. I'm just going to put the same for all the keys. And also we need to do the pre-share key for the remote, which is R1. We are just going to provide the same key, DMVPN key. Okay. And then we need to do peer R2, and we can just do 20.1 over here. Local key, same. Remote key, the same. Then we can do peer 3. Address is going to be different, 30. Local key, the same. Remote key is going to be the same as well. And after that is done, we need to go ahead and configure crypto IKEv2 profile, and we are going to give it a name, IKEv2 profile. Did I do this wrong? Crypto IKEv2 profile. Okay, profile. There we go. And from over here, what we need to do, we need to do a match identity, right? Um, did I do this right? Profile. Or is it identity? Okay, identity. No, it is match that I need to do. There we go. Match identity of the remote. So we need to add a couple of remote identities. 192.1.10.1. Why is it not taking identity? Remote address. Okay, address 192.1.10.1, and then 20.1, and then 30.1. Okay, and then we can do the identity of the local, which is 192.1.80.1. Forgot to add address over here. There we go. And then we need to do the authentication. How we're going to do the authentication for the remote is going to be pre-share key, and authentication for the local is also going to be pre-share key. Okay, and then we are going to attach the keyring local, and it's going to be that keyring that we created, IKEv2 keyring. So we need to attach it to the iVersion2 profile. There it is. And then we need to attach that virtual template that we created, and we gave it a number of 8. There we go. And then after that, we need to create the transform set. So we do a crypto IPsec transform set. We're going to call this T set. ESP with AES 256, ESP with SHA and HMAC. There we go. So that is done. We have created a transform set. So now what we need to do is create a crypto IPsec profile, and we're going to call this IPsec profile. And from here, what we need to do is we need to set the transform set. So we need to attach the transform set that we created, and we also need to attach that IKEv2 profile, which we call, see if I can find it around here. Where is it? Match. Here we go. IKEv2 profile. We attach it to the IPsec profile. There we go. Okay, so we set the IPsec profile, we attach the T-set, and we attach the IKEv2 profile, which also has the keyring and the virtual template as well. And then after that, what we want to do is we want to go into router EIGRP 10. And from over here, what we need to do is let's just go ahead and do no auto summary. And we need to add those networks of 88.88.88.88 and also network 8.8.8. And then we go back to the interface of the virtual template that we created. Template 8. It was a type tono. I don't know how to. There you go. Template type tono. And from here, we need to add the tono protection using the IPsec profile. And that IPsec profile that we created was called IPsec profile. And then we can do no IP or no IP split horizon ERGRP 10. And you guys should know by my other video what this does. And if you don't know, go ahead and watch my other videos because I don't really have a lot of time to explain it. All right, so we have configured, as you can see, ISAC camp is now on and all that good stuff. So now we do a show run section crypto. Okay, so since we are going to be using the same IKEv2 um, profile for all of them, what we need to do is go ahead and copy this. Let's go ahead and open LeafPad, and what we're going to do is just edit whatever we need. And for router 1, router 2, router 3, we are only going to create a connection with the hub. So if we go, let me see what so this one is called hub. So since we're only going to have a connection with the hub, what we can do is put hub right here, put the IP address of the hub, which is 80.1. Remote key and local key are going to be the same. We can delete this because we're not going to have a spoke to spoke. This is only a hub to spoke. We can go ahead and delete these two over here. And the remote identity is going to be 80, right? I mean, we can even see it right here because we copy and paste it. Yep, the remote identity is that. The local identity for router 1 is going to be 10. Authentication remote pre-share key. The template, all that good stuff. CryptoSec, Motono, crypto, all that good stuff. Okay, so that's going to be like that. So before we can do that, what we want to do is from router 1, we are going to go ahead and do that. But you're going to see that it's going to be different, the configuration. We're not going to use a DVTI. It is going to be different. So the configuration is going to be different. And since it's going to be different, we're not going to use this virtual template. So we can get rid of that. Okay, good. And um, let's go ahead and start this configuration for R1. And what we're going to do, we're going to do a tunnel. It's going to be interface tunnel 8. And from over here, we need to do a tunnel mode, GRE, IP, tunnel source, gigabit 00, right? And then tunnel destination is going to be the NBMA IP address of the hub, 192.1.80.1. And we are doing a destination because it's going to be a point-to-point configuration, right? So it's only going to be a hub to spoke. That's why we're doing this destination. Otherwise, we would use just that tunnel mode multi-point configuration or the multi-point command here. Okay, and after that, we can do an IP on number as well. An IP on number, and we are going to be using that IP address of loopback 11. If we do show IP interface brief, make sure that it is do show IP interface brief. There we go. That's the correct one. Good. So after that is done, um, what we do is we go ahead and configure IKE version 2. And since we're not going to waste any time, we're just going to go ahead and copy and paste this right here. Let me make sure that everything is good. The address of the hub is good. Keys are good. Remote identity, good. Local identity, good. And then the rest should be good. So let's go ahead and paste that right here. Okay, good. So after that is done, make sure that everything was in there. We added the transfer securing. So that's good. Yep, we are done. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and go back to the tunnel 8. And from tunnel 8, now we can just add the tunnel protection, IPsec profile. And we need to add that profile that we created, that IPsec profile, and we call it IPsec underscore profile. There we go. You can see the ISAC camp is now on. Good. And also, if we do a show IP interface brief, actually do show, you can see that it's up and up. You can see that we have an interface, a virtual interface access 1. We do a show IP interface brief. We can see now that we have a virtual access 1 connection. And it is up and up. And this one is protocol is down for some reason. I think if we go config T interface virtual template 8 type tunnel. Okay. There's a Let's just go ahead and leave it like that. Let's go ahead and end. Let's do a show IP and HRP. We're not running that show IP DMVPN or show DMVPN. Okay. Nothing. All right, that's fine. Let's go ahead and go into our R1 and let's go ahead and finish this configuration. The next step is to configure that router EIGRP. EIGRP 10, no outer summary, network 1.1.1.1, and then network 11.11.11.11. That should form a neighbor relationship with the hub. Good. Let's do a show IP interface brief. Looks good. So now, actually, let me go ahead and go to interface tunnel 8. I think I forgot to do something. Let's just shut it down. Okay. Let's go into config T interface virtual template 8 type tunnel. And what if we do a tunnel? Do we need to do a tunnel source? Gigabit 00. Do show IP interface brief. No shutdown. I should do a shutdown. No shutdown. All right, that's fine. Let's go ahead and do no shutdown over here. ISAC camp is now on, and we formed that neighbor relationship. That virtual access is now up and running. Show IP interface brief. Good. Are we able to ping 1.1.1.1? We are. Show crypto IKE version 2 SA. We do have a connection via the remote, via the hub, right? And the local IP address is this one, so it looks like it is working the way we wanted it, so it looks good. All we do is show crypto IPsec SA. Packets are being encrypted and decrypted. As you can see, those hello packets are being encrypted and decrypted. And if you do a ping 1.1.1, repeat 100 times. And then we do a show crypto IPsec SA. It looks like it was not encrypted or decrypted. What if we go ahead and ping 11.11.11 .11, .11. Interesting. Let's go ahead into the hub and do a show crypto IPsec SA. It is working. Okay. Just want to make sure that I configure everything correctly. Tunnel mode, GREIP, everything should be good. Let's go ahead and go now to R2 and do basically the same that we did in our one. And from over here, what we need to do is we need to go into the caps our own. So interface, I think it's frozen. There we go. Interface, tunnel 8. And for this tunnel 8, what we need to do is we need to go ahead and configure the tunnel mode, GREIP, tunnel source, gigabit 00. Then the tunnel destination, 192.1.80.1. There we go, tunnel destination. Then IP on number, we're going to use the loopback to 2. To show IP interface brief. Yep, we got that. We borrow that IP address, so it looks good. And now that is done, what we need to do is configure IKE version 2. It's going to be with the hub as well. It's going to be the same. The remote is going to be the hub. The local though is going to be 20, and then the rest is the same. Go ahead and paste that over here. Good. We are done. Now let's go ahead and go into the interface tunnel 8 and do a tunnel protection IPsec profile, and we need to attach that IPsec profile over here. Then ISACAM should come up. Good. Now if you go ahead to the router, you can see that we have a new virtual interface show IP interface brief. There we go. So we have now another virtual access. So every time we have a connection, like I said, we create a new logical interface. All right, great. Now let's go ahead and move on to our 3 interface tunnel 8. We are going to have a tunnel mode GREIP, tunnel source gigabit 00, tunnel destination 192.1.80.1. And then after that, we need to do IP on number, so we can borrow that IP address from loopback 3. And then we can go ahead and configure IKE version 2. The only thing that we need to change is this local address. Copy it, paste it. Looks good, right? Okay, now we need to go back to interface tunnel 8 and do a IP or tunnel protection IPsec profile, and we need to attach that profile over here. Paste, exit. Let's go into router EIGRP 10. No outer summary. Network. We need to add 2 networks, 3.3.3.3, and then network 33.33.33.33. I don't think, did we add it over here? We did not add it, that. So let's go ahead and do router EIGRP 10 to network, or actually let's start with no outer summary. Network 2.2.2.2, then network 22 .22.22.22. There we go. That should form an area relationship. Good. Now if we do a show IP, EIGRP, neighbors, we have 3 neighbors via virtual interface 2, via interface 3, and virtual interface 1. So that's good. Show IP interface brief. It looks good. Let's see if I'm missing something. Everything looks good. Let's go ahead and go to the hub. Show. Let's go ahead and show run. Verify my configuration over here. Queuing. Peers. We got all the peers. We got all the remotes. IPsec version 2. We got lookbacks. And we got those no split horizon. We added that source. That protection. Looks good. So it looks like everything is good. And we have successfully configured all of that. So if we do a show crypto IKE version 2, let's say, you can see that we have 3 tunnels. They are using AES CBC with a key size of 256, using SHA 512, dual Herman group 5, and it's all the same for all 3 tunnel ID connections, for all these tunnel connections. And if you do a show IPsec SA, we can see those connections. You can see that we have 115, 116 over here. We have 60 and 29. You can see those over here as well. Let's see if we ping. Let's try to ping. Let me see the first one. Virtual access 1. Let's try to ping the peer. This peer. Ping. Peer. Oh, not peer. Ping um, this IP address. And we're going to repeat it 100 times. Then show crypto IPsec SA. Looks like it didn't. Did it go up? I'm not sure. Looks like it's not being encrypted or something. Let's do a show IP route. Okay, we have those routes. EIGRP. So if we get to this one, it's going to be via 11.11.11 to this via this interface. So let's go ahead and ping repeat or ping 1.1.1.1 repeat 100 times. Show crypto IPsec SA. You can see, I believe it is going up now. What if we go and do a debug crypto packet or engine packet on, and let's go ahead and ping 100 times. It's probably going to go crazy. As you can see, it is being encrypted and decrypted right now, because as you can see, we are getting this codes, and those codes means that it's being encrypted and decrypted all the data. So IKE version 2 is working on a DMVPN tunnel that we're creating with a dynamic with a DVTI, right? And those are the tunnels that provide an on-demand separate virtual access interface for each VPN section. Okay, and we do on all so we can stop it. And like I said, on all, it's still going because since I pinned 100 times, it's probably still going to go for a little bit. And if we do a show IP interface brief, like I said, that whenever we configure a DVTI, the tunnels, the DVTI provides an on-demand separate virtual access interface for each VPN section, and this is what it means. That whenever we create this template, and then we create a tunnel, a hub-to-spoke tunnel, what it does is it creates a separate virtual interface for each connection, for each VPN connection that we have. and that is what VTI does. Okay, so this is it for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video on DVPS phase version 4, if you want to call it, or DMVPN with IKE version 2. So this is set for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys learned a lot. And if you guys did enjoy this video, why don't you just go ahead and follow me on Twitter at CCNA Daily Tips. And if you don't have a Twitter account, go ahead and create a Twitter account and then follow me on Twitter. Also subscribe to my channel. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one. And I love you guys. Bye bye.